Hello everyone and welcome inside the Birmingham Athletic Club in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the site of the 13th Motor City Open. My name is Lauren Plant and I will be your host for the World Professional Squash Association's second longest running tournament in North America. This event is brought to you by the Motor City Squash and Education Foundation and is presented by the Suburban Collection. This year's tournament field features 6 of the top 20 world-ranked players, including the 2011 Motor City Open champion, Mohammed El Shorbagy. Our 28-man field will fight their way through 6 days of heated competition that will showcase some of the best squash seen in the world. For the past 13 years, the MCO has been held at the Birmingham Athletic Club, which is about 25 miles north of Detroit. The club was founded in the late 1950s and is a local landmark, hosting a variety of athletic and social events for its members. It offered the only squash facilities outside of the Detroit Athletic Club. While the clubhouse was originally built in 1960, the BAC has greatly evolved from its early days when it consisted of a cabana, pool, and 2 tennis and squash courts.
Through the years, they added, when I arrived, there was 3 singles courts and a doubles court, and then we immediately went to 5 courts. So it's been a great expansion. Squash had to change the physical dimensions in the late 90s when the international game took over the old hardball. And so we had to modify 5 courts.
Today, the BAC offers first-class exercise, swimming, tennis, paddle tennis, squash, meeting, and banquet facilities, an elegant dining room, and a relaxing clubhouse. It is considered one of the finest suburban racket clubs in the United States.
Well, the BAC is a racket and social club. It's a fixture of the community. We've got 9 tennis courts, paddle courts, swim, squash, fitness. It's got something for everyone.
The BAC squash program has long been one of the finest in the Midwest. Hashim Khan, known around the world as the finest squash player ever, served as squash professional at the BAC in the 1970s. With the addition of 5 state-of-the-art international singles courts in 1998, the BAC is considered one of the premier squash facilities in the nation. A full-time world-ranked squash professional is available to offer instruction to beginners as well as the more advanced players.
The squash is the busiest area of the club for 9 months of the year. So we have 160 guys on the ladder, 50 juniors, tournament-playing juniors. So this is a very vibrant part of the club for a majority of the year.
The BAC has also produced many squash athletes that have received athletic scholarships and gone on to play collegiate squash around the country.
What's unique about the BAC is that kids learn to interact with adults here on an equal basis, which is very, very unique in a private club. But more specifically, squash is really a very important part of helping our kids get to better schools. If you happen to be a good student and you play squash, it's likely you're going to go to a better level school. And of course, we've had kids come out of the BAC that have gone to West Point and Annapolis and Wellesley College and Harvard and Yale and many of the great schools around the country. So squash is really, if you're a good student, a great ticket to a better school.
The club is very serious and committed to squash with expansion plans in the works.
We want to increase the number of courts from 5 to 7. We want to get better viewing, so we have a design here where we'll probably have 250 people instead of 100 being able to watch a match. We'll have a new doubles court where we'll have probably about 120 people instead of 12.
The history of squash dates back to 1148, with the French playing le palme, meaning the palm of the hand, which developed into tennis. Sometime in the early 19th century, prisoners inside London's Fleet Prison took their exercise by hitting a ball against walls, and so started the game of rackets. In 1830, at the Harrow School in London, students discovered that a punctured racket's ball squashed on impact with the wall and produced a game with a greater variety of shots and required much more effort. This became very popular, and in 1864, the school built 4 squash courts, and squash was officially recognized as a sport. Today, Squash is played in 188 countries with almost 50,000 courts around the world. The basic rules of squash are fairly simple. First, the winner of the toss gets to choose which side they want to serve from and alternates sides until they lose a point. The ball can hit any number of walls but must eventually hit the front wall before bouncing on the floor. A rally, the exchange of shots, ends when one of the following occurs. The ball bounces twice, the ball hits the tin, the ball is hit outside the outlines, or interference resulting in a stroke, for example, point to the obstructed player. The serve is done by having at least 1 foot in the service box, then hitting the ball to the front wall, above the service line, and having it bounce in the opposite quarter court. The receiver can stand anywhere as long as they do not interfere with the server. Only 1 serve is allowed. There is no second serve, as in tennis. Your opponent has the option of volleying return your serve before it hits the ground. After hitting the front wall first, the ball may hit any other number of walls before landing in the opponent's quarter court. However, a serve is illegal if it hits any sidewall before hitting the front wall. Following the serve, the ball can hit any number of sidewalls before hitting the front wall. The upper red lines mark the out of bounds of the court, so all shots must be below the lines. If the ball touches the line, it is considered out. Scoring is to 11, or point to rally, par, where every rally is a point, regardless of who served. So if you serve and lose the rally, then your opponents get a point and gets to serve. The professionals play best of 5 games, par scoring to 11. When the score reaches 10-all, the game must be won by winning 2 clear points. The club attracted the attention of the World Professional Squash Association and helped develop the first Motor City Open in 1999. It immediately attracted the world's top touring professional squash players from over 15 countries, including Europe, Asia, Africa, the Middle East, Australia, and North America.
I love the Motor City Open. I've been coming for 5, 6, 7 years now. First time I came, I was about 20 years old, and 29 now, so I've been coming a few years. But it's a real fun tournament. There's a good function party on Saturday night, which is always a bonus. You know, if you lose, there's always an upside. You can have a party, but no, it's a real welcoming club, and you know, I love coming here. The guys who've been here in the past have great things to say about the tournament. I'm definitely going to try and come back next year, that's for sure.
The MCO is attended by hundreds of fans, sponsors, and professionals from Greater Southeast Michigan and Southern Ontario, and draws in spectators from around the world.
I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I work here in the U.S. for an American company, fly up here once a month. And I heard of this tournament over the internet, and so I just took an airplane, came here. I'm a big squash fan, play myself down there, or try to play at least. And it's really nice to see all these players, I mean, so up close and familiar. You can talk to them, see them play. The level is obviously amazing. Never seen this live, so it's been a great experience for me.
The BAC opens the club to the public during the MCO and offers a unique and captive audience for long-standing advertising sponsors.
If I remember correctly, we've been supporting it for 7 years. You know, a couple major reasons. Number one, the members of the club are incredibly passionate, enthusiastic, and then the best squash in the country. So it's our pleasure.
How fun is this event?
It's just a wonderful evening. You know, as a amateur squash player, I admire these guys. I wish I could have 10% of the speed and accuracy they do. It's a great evening.
Squash is the most exciting sport in the world. Competition is fierce. Rolex is the award for a level of accomplishment unparalleled in any other endeavor. This year's Motor City Open is the best ever. There's a level of competition here internationally that's been unparalleled, and very pleased to see it once again here at the BAC.
The MCO is broadcast live over a variety of internet sites throughout the world and receives strong press coverage locally and internationally.
This year we created a foundation as a nonprofit entity to be the promoter of this tournament. Our mission is focused on education and the sport of squash, and success in the classroom and success on the squash court are a very good combination.
This tournament is also very different in the fact that club members often host the international players in their homes for the entire week of competition. This helps attract the best players while creating a great multicultural experience for the families and athletes.
It's been great. He is such a kind person, such a gentleman, and been wonderful. I have 3 children at home right now. He's been great to them. He's been just a prince. Thank you. I mean, it's been great for my kids. It's been great for us. And, of course, to watch him in action is just so thrilling.
Absolutely. And how about the kids' interest in the game?
It's amazing. They can't wait for him to be able to hit with them tomorrow. They're just so excited about doing that. And it just gets their interest in squash even more up a level or two because they see what he's able to do and his training and his dedication, and it's just been fabulous for them.
The Motor City Open provides a solid week of activity all centered around the international game of squash. This 6-day event all starts on Wednesday with the first few rounds of qualifier matches. On Thursday, the second round of qualifiers was held, with the 4 winners moving to the main draw. Thursday night is also a big social event for the club and the MCO. A sponsor and player party with a live and silent auction is always the main destination after the matches. It is a great way for the sponsors and guests to meet the international players in a social setting. The main draw first round action starts on Friday with a special Pro-Am doubles play with the sponsors. There is a variety of activities on Saturday. The DeRoy Testimary Foundation sponsors a junior clinic in conjunction with Rack It Up Detroit. It is an after-school urban youth program for inner-city kids which uses the sport of squash to develop fitness, academic tutoring, community service, and mentoring.
We have a great relationship with the Birmingham Athletic Club, one of the 2 major squash clubs in the area. And they've provided volunteers and financial support, and we're a featured charity at this event as well, the Motor City Open. Yeah, this is a big day for our kids. They have the opportunity. I made an analogy this morning that if they were basketball players, this would be like hopping on court with LeBron James, Derrick Rose, the top athletes in the game. With that context, I think they could barely sleep last night thinking about being here. It helps them to see that this really is a global game, which is being played at a high level around the world. And not just our program, or not just the program at the BAC, but there are people aspiring to be talented professionals in this game in India, Egypt, Pakistan, South Africa. It's just been exciting for our kids to be a part of it.
Saturday also includes a clinic with the pros and doubles with the pros, which gives members and sponsors a chance to learn from world-ranked players. Then, the main draw quarterfinals are held. In the evening, the BAC holds its renowned-themed costume party. All BAC members, MCO players, and reciprocal clubs are invited to attend this unique gala event. On Sunday, the semifinals are held, with the finals being held on Monday in prime time.
The Suburban Collection is honored to present one of Detroit's finest sporting events. The World Professional Squash Association designated the Motor City Open an International 50 tournament, making it one of the most important tour stops in North America. The Suburban Collection is proud to help bring the world to Southeast Michigan.
Hi, I'm Penny Baylor, Executive Director of City Year Detroit. At City Year, we're totally focused on the high school dropout crisis, and we place our AmeriCorps volunteers, called Corps members, into public schools full-time. They serve in teams for 50 hours a week, tutoring and mentoring students to keep them in school and on track to graduation. We're recruiting right now for next year's Corps, young adults up to age 24. So go online and join us.
So you really set up and support my device?
In person.
Whoa.
I know, it's pretty cool. Plus, I set up your other devices to run on a secure wireless network.
Really? You're very good.
Introducing Xfinity Signature Support, your 24/7 personal tech help desk, offering home networking, PC tune-ups, virus removal, and more, all from one source. Visit xfinity.com/signature support.
The bracket is made up of a 12-player main draw and 4 play-in athletes from the qualifying field of 16. They are competing for a $50,000 purse and a Rolex watch.
Special thanks, obviously, to Greenstones with the Rolex donation every year, which is a key thing for the players. And the Suburban collection has stuck with us through the downturn in automotive, and they've been fantastic as well.
The first semifinal match pitted second-seeded Hisham Modashur of Egypt versus 12th-seeded Stephen Coppinger from South Africa. We talked with both players prior to the match.
I was here 3 years ago and I just love this tournament. It's one of the most prestigious events in the United States, and I think the BAC has been a great host for this tournament for many years. And I lost 3 years ago, I lost in the quarterfinals, and I'm here this year. I'm 14 in the world, hoping to go to the finals and win this tournament and become top 10 in the world.
It's been a great tournament so far. You know, the club's been really hospitable, everyone's been really friendly and really enthusiastic. The crowds have been fantastic. I've had a great time so far as well, obviously winning my first 2 matches to get here, so it's been a good tournament so far for me. Tonight's going to be tough. Hisham Ashur, one of the most talented players on tour, so I'm going to have to be on top form to stand a chance. And basically I've just got to keep it simple to give myself the best chance that I can and see what happens from there, throw everything at him.
I will have to be very precise, very focused. I will have to move the guy because he's a very good player. He takes the ball really early, so I have to be even faster and try to be ahead of him and never give him the chance to be in front of me.
The stands were full to see these two competitors battle it out. Coppinger started off strong, winning the first 6 points of the match. Then Hisham found his rhythm and rallied to get back in the game. However, Coppinger held on to win the first game 11-8. The second game was a different story. Hisham's aggressive style challenged Coppinger with a torrid pace and took the second game easily 11-6. In the third game, Hisham continued to make shots and keep Coppingers on his heels and won the third game 11-9. In the fourth game, you could feel Hisham's confidence growing as he continued to pound Coppinger, who would not go away easily. But with an early lead in the fourth game that he never relinquished, Hisham cruised to victory, winning 11-9. The 29-year-old advances to his second final in 2012, having reached the championship at the Comfort Inn Open in Vancouver earlier this year. The second semifinal match had number 1 seeded and reigning champion Mohammed El Shorbagy from Egypt taking on 11th seeded Ong Beng Hee from Malaysia. Both competitors were happy to make the semifinals and had a lot of respect for each other.
The event has been really great for all the players. I think everything has been going great. Julian has been doing a great job with doing everything to comfort the players here and welcoming the players well. And it's my second year here. I came here last year and felt really comfortable playing here, and I enjoyed my tournament last year. So came here again, and hopefully I'll come here the next few years as well. So I'm really happy with how things are going on here.
Well, I've been here the 4th time now in the last 12 years, so I think for me this is one of my favorite tournaments. It's obviously a very competitive tournament. There's a lot of good players around, but I've really enjoyed myself because I've met many friends here. I've made many friends here, and it's been a fun week for me. And you know, I always try my best to come back here if whenever, you know, if as long as my body is fit enough, I always try my best to play this tournament. Today's match is going to be extremely tough. I'm playing Mohammed Shorbagy from Egypt, who is now number 6 in the world. Up and coming guy, you know, he's gone to the top 10 pretty quick. So for me, I feel that I have to play probably my best squash today to get a chance to beat him. I'm
playing Ong Beng Hee. He's Malaysian, the most experienced Malaysian, and the most successful Malaysian who came in history. And so I played him 10 times. I've beaten him 8 out of 10. So I have a good record against him. So he had two long matches. He had the 2-hour match last night. So he's gonna be, I think, a little bit tired maybe. And so I'm gonna try to play gonna make the first game really hard on long rallies and try to go and play to go for shots after once I feel that he's got a little bit tired. So I'm gonna stick to my game plan and see how it goes.
With the 21-year-old El Shorbagy ranked 8th in the world, he was the heavy favorite to win over the 31-year-old Beng Hee, who was ranked 34th in the world. The crowd was clearly expecting El Shorbagy to roll over Beng Hee, but Beng Hee had other plans. He took the early lead and methodically handled El Sorbagi's aggressive play calmly. He shocked the crowd by winning the first game 11-9. The second was just more of the same. Beng Hee took the early lead, letting El Shorbagi make the mistakes. He was clearly shaken to find himself behind late in the second game, and his frustration was becoming apparent. And just like that, Beng Hee won the second game 11-7. The crowd could feel an upset was brewing. Beng Hee was only one game away from the finals, and he played like he belonged. El Shorbagi knew he needed this game and scored first. However, the consistent Beng Hee kept pace and returned all kill shots, keeping the game tied at 6-6. Then, Beng Hee scored 4 of the next 5 points, taking the game to match point 10-7. But El Shorbagi would not go away quietly. The young Egyptian scored the next 3 points, making it 10-10. From here, the audience was treated to 2 long volleys that each ended with a let. El Shorbagi finally found his stroke and took the next point and the lead 11-10. Then came another let, which rattled the 21-year-old. But it looked as if the calm Beng Hee was about to treat the crowd to the biggest upset of the tournament, winning the next 2 points, leading 12-11. Getting his 4th chance at match point, Beng Hee delivered and advanced to the finals by beating the reigning champion 3-0. This sets up a MCO final between the 13th-ranked Hisham Modashore versus the underdog, 34th-ranked Ong Beng Hee.
As you all know, Quest and CenturyLink have come together, and thankfully, they still offer the same old DSL speeds.
And?
To show our appreciation, I've taken the liberty of creating a new mascot. I present to you the CenturyLink Sloth. Half snail, half sloth. It's really slow.
What about Slail? It's got a nice ring to it, no?
We're going with Snoth.
Go faster than CenturyLink DSL with Xfinity Internet, only from Comcast.
In case you've been wondering where we've been all this time, well, now you know. Meet Bill Jr.
Well, we emailed out pictures a while back, but you know DSL. Good things come to those who wait. Which is why we feel Xfinity is too fast for us.
You can say that again.
Which is why we feel Xfinity is too fast for us.
I didn't mean literally say it again.
Go way faster than DSL with Xfinity Internet, only from Comcast.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan helps thousands of kids annually reach their full potential from ages 6 to 18 from grades 1 through 12. Boys and Girls Clubs guide children toward academic success, healthy lifestyles, and good character development. Visit us at bgcsm.org or call us at 248-473-1400. Thank you for your support.
Welcome back to the Birmingham Athletic Club in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, as we get ready for the final of the 13th Motor City Open. We have 13th-ranked Hisham Modashore from Egypt versus the underdog, 34th-ranked Ong Beng Hee from Malaysia. These two competitors recently met in November at the Cathay Pacific Sung Hung Kai Financial Hong Kong Open 2011, with Hisham winning in 4 games. The crowd was eager to see if Beng Hee could continue his amazing run to the MCO Finals. Hisham felt very comfortable and took the early lead. Hisham is famous for his deft racket and crafty shots, but he struggled with the bouncy club court, often forcing shots out of frustration. In the first game alone, he made 9 unforced errors. Beng Hee took game 1, 11-8. The second game was a seesaw battle, with each player scoring almost point for point. They were tied at 4-4, 6-6, and finally at 9-9. Beng Hee drew first blood and scored to go up 1 and create match point. After a long volley and a questionable let call, Beng Hee scored and took a 2-0 lead. This set up a dramatic third game. Could Beng Hee really defeat the number 1 and 2 seeds 3 games to 0 and take the MCO crown? Fans waited anxiously for the third game to start, and when it did, Beng Hee took command of the game. His confidence grew as Hisham's frustration grew. Beng Hee took an 8-4 lead and looked ready to handle anything Hisham could throw at him. Beng Hee saw the MCO championship in his sight and took Game 3 with an 11-7 win. Ong Beng Hee just pulled off the Cinderella story, winning the 2012 MCO championship 3 games to 0. Joined now by the champion Beng Hee. And Beng, first off, talk about the strategy that you had going into this final match, because you had to be wearing out.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, this week I'm extremely tired, but at the same time, somehow I found an additional energy because I've done very badly last season, and this year I promised myself that I'm going to stay very hungry and to win as many matches as I can. And I think this week has been the best week of my in the last 4 years. I think today is probably my most emotional I've been for a very, very long time. Last year I lost in 10 first rounds. It's devastating for a professional player to be losing 10 first rounds in every tournament. So for me, the road to be here today to win this tournament, this by far, I think I'll remember this for life. I feel that this tournament is just growing bigger and bigger every year because it's a very popular tournament. There are many people like me. I've been here 4 times. It's been the last 12 years I've been here 4 times. I feel that in the next couple of years, as this tournament becomes even more popular and the word will spread to the rest of players, this tournament will be unbelievably tough to win in future. And I'm very, very proud that I'm able to win this before it gets even tougher.
Okay, well that's it. Another exciting, great tournament here inside the Birmingham Athletic Club. Beng Hee pulls off the upset, 34th ranked, climbs up, knocks off the number 1 and the number 2 seed to take the championship. We'll see if he can come back and defend his title. But again, this tournament is only growing in popularity and in scope and size each and every year. We'll hope to see you next year from inside the Birmingham Athletic Club. I'm Lauren Plant, and thank you for watching.